Hello, I'm Jack Manelli from Manelli Studio Comics, and thank you for tuning in today. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the first volume of the Geoff Johns relaunch of the Teen Titans, Volume 1, A Kid's Game. So sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you haven't already checked out, I'm also reviewing the sister series to Geoff Johns' Teen Titans, Judd Wittick's The Outsiders. If you haven't already, please check those videos out, because I'm going to be referring to those comics within these reviews. To give a brief summary of what happened prior to this book, the Titans and the Young Justice were in this event called Graduation Day, where two of the members died, most notably Donna Troy, the original Wonder Girl, and one of the co-founders of the Teen Titans. Needless to say, everyone took this hard, the Young Justice and the Titans, so they split up their groups. The Outsiders were formed with Arsenal and Nightwing, and now the rest of the Titans are forming the new Teen Titans with the remaining Young Justice members. This book consists of Robin, Superboy, Wonder Girl, and the new Kid Flash. The leadership of the team is Cyborg, Starfire, and Beast Boy. Raven also makes an appearance in this book. Unlike the Outsiders, which is supposed to be Nightwing's vision of that team, is it to be strictly professional, no family attachment. While the Teen Titans, Cyborg, Starfire, and Beast Boy are really forming this team to help and nurture the next generation of heroes. They know from personal experience that being a teen hero is not that fun, especially living Monday through Friday, going to school, doing homework, having tests, talking to the normal people, especially if you can't hide your secret, like Cyborg or Starfire or Beast Boy. They can't hide. So they understand and empathize with the former Young Justice members. So they come up with this idea for like a weekend program where the younger heroes join the Titans during the weekend. Monday through Friday, they deal with their civilian lives. To be honest, I think it's a pretty good premise. It's fairly interesting seeing the mentor heroes trying to convince their, sidekick to join the Titans. Superman's talking to Superboy, and Superboy does not want to deal with this, does not want to go. But Connor kind of forgets that Superman was once young. He can really empathize with him, with his struggle, because he went through the same exact thing. He actually had more powers. And depending what continuity you're speaking about, he was Superboy. I believe at this time he was not Superboy, but, there's another crisis around the corner that's going to say otherwise. So I forgot to say, the Titans gave out these invitations to the mentors. So Superman got one, Batman got one, Flash got one, and Wonder Woman got one. And when Batman gave Robin the invitation, it was kind of different than the other ones because Robin is a crime fighter every day of the week with Batman. So this weekend program is not for him to let off steam. It is for him to interact with his peers, to have friends, to have human connections, which I found very fascinating because Connor's different. It's for him to be able to use his powers more often. Wonder Girl, it's for her to let off some steam, use her powers. Bart uses his powers, but it's for Bart to mature and become the superhero his friends need him to be. So I believe that's all quite fascinating. I should also put my history with the Titans prior to this book is very small. I've read some of the Marv Wolfman and Perez new Teen Titans from the 80s, but that's about it. Now, whatever happened in Graduation Day, you don't really need to know, but it was bad. And so when these Young Justice members see each other for the first time, they don't want to see each other. You can see they all have history, but they're not friends anymore. So we have to get to that place where they are friendly with each other, where they are what they can call family. Eventually, when they're going to break up, there's a crisis that happens, and they're like, we're heroes, we got to save the day. And it turns out that Deathstroke is back, and he does not want Titans anymore. He thinks having kids as superheroes is a mistake, and it turns out that it is not really Deathstroke. It is his son, Jericho, that's possessed him. He's gone mad over the years watching Titans die after die after die like he did when he was killed by his father. So he's making an example out of these kids so for other kids' superheroes not to appear anymore. His biggest blow he did to a team is shooting the kneecap of one of Impulse's legs. Becomes super painful for him because he's constantly healing, but it heals improperly. So when they go to the hospital, they can't use medicine on him. So he's going to feel the full brunt of the pain. And you can kind of say that is Bart's like baptism or resurrection, because when he's done, he kind of has a life in perspective how this isn't a kid's game anymore. He needs to grow up. Early in the story, he's overhearing Wally talk to Jay Garrett, and Wally doesn't believe in Bart. He believes Bart is still a child and doesn't have the perspective of being an adult and can never be an adult. But Bart really takes that to heart. So when he recovers, he wants to be a changed person. So he just goes straight to the library and he reads the whole library, which is different than other Flashes because other Flashes can't super read and remember. And Bart can read a whole lot and remember, which is pretty fascinating compared to all the other Flashes. He literally has an endless possibility to his future. This is all about the future. This is all about these kids growing up. They are going to be adults someday. By the way, it's the year 2023, and all these people are still kids. By the way, moving on. And I really love that pathos with Impulse. With Wonder Girl, her whole thing is she is a known superhero. She doesn't have a secret identity. Everyone knows that Cassie is Wonder Girl. So when she tries going to schools, they're like, no, she's a health hazard. And that's kind of bothering her. She can't be normal, and that's all she wants to be is normal. But she's Wonder Girl. She has super strength. She can fly. Is never going to be normal. But if you're on a team with extraordinary teenagers, that makes you normal. They are your normal. So Cassie really needs this team to feel like a person. At the same time, she's being, mentored by Ares, who gives her this lasso, and it's not the lasso of truth, it's a weapon. When she uses it, it releases Zeus's lightning. So very different than Diana's lasso of truth. Now I want to talk about the three original new Teen Titans members, because they're not original Titans members. That's Donald Troy, Speedy, Aqualad, Robin, they're not on this team. These are original new Teen Titans characters. So Beast Boy is really just a comic relief right now. His character arcs have already been done in the past with the Marv Wolfman and Perez run, where he is very insecure about himself, but he's pretty entertaining. Starfire has this warrior anger to her, which I really like, because she also has this femininity with that anger, which you don't really see that often today. And then Cyborg, I was very surprised with, because I'm not that great of a Cyborg fan, but when he appears for the first time in this book, it's like he's Superman. Like he just comes in and it's just splash page and it's beautiful. And when he's there, the day's going to be saved. It may not be saved. Someone else may save the day, but he makes you feel more confident with yourself. So Jericho in Slade's body is dismantling the team. The next time we see Deathstroke, at least if you watch my review series, spoiler, is volume 3 of Outsiders, which would take place right after this, where Deathstroke is or has been giving information to the Outsiders, which I wonder if that was Jericho the whole time. I don't know. Wally becomes the new Kid Flash because if he wants to be the Flash, he needs to go through the Kid Flash first. Connor is, I'm going to talk a lot about Connor later, but Connor is dealing with not having all the same powers of Superman. He doesn't have the ice breath, the X-ray vision, the heat vision, Or so he thinks, because when Jericho leaves his father's body, he goes into Connor's, and Connor has heat vision. So there's stuff with Connor's powers that he doesn't even understand. The way they can't beat him. They really can't beat him because he just keeps transferring his body to some people to people until Raven, who I don't know where she was before this, I guess maybe dead, and she gets resurrected by the Church of Blood, appears. And Jericho tries to go into her body, but he goes into this black void instead. Raven is taken away by this fire. If you're also following my videos, the brother Blood was in volume 1 of Outsiders, but by the end he was killed by his own son, which I know is the bad guy of volume 2 of the series. So stay tuned to that. So that was all very interesting. Let me go back to Connor real quick. I know Superboy is one of Geoff Johns' favorite characters. And it can tell because he essentially is the main character of this first volume, at least. He is going through an identity crisis. He knows he's not as strong as Superman, and he knows he's only half Kryptonian to Superman. But he holstered up that Kryptonian side of him to a fault, saying, how can I be bad? How can I not be great? I have your DNA inside me, Superman, and some human. Well, folks, if you don't know already, that other some human that is half of Connor's DNA is Lex Luthor. That's right. Connor Kent is not only a product of Superman, but a product of Superman's arch enemy, Lex Luthor. So now Connor has this. Well, first he doesn't believe it because Robin just reads some email, and it could be spam, could be a joke. But us viewers learn that it's Lex who sends him the mail, which it could still be wrong, but I'm from the future and I know it's not. Connor is really having this identity crisis where I have the potential to be the best superhero ever or the worst villain ever. I know Johns will be playing with that a lot. Connor is going to be conflicted. I know Connor is going to be super conflicted with this when he comes back to life after Infinite Crisis and he has his own little solo series by Johns where he talks to Lex, and Lex shows him how great he can be, but then Lex shows him how terrible he can be. Read that story if you haven't. I believe it's called Adventures Comics Superboy, Boy of Steel, Francis Medipole art. Fantastic story. Fantastic. Has a little Superboy Prime in there too, where he's back on his Earth. So the team thinks it all fine and dandy when Wonder Woman confronts the Teen Titans, saying that she does not want Wonder Girl to participate in this team. So there's a little fight between the Titans and the JLA. Batman's there, Superman, Green Lantern, John Stewart's there, Flash is there, who is Wally West because Barry Allen was still dead at the time, whom Geoff Johns would be writing at that time, I believe. He was doing a lot of work at that time. And it comes to blows, right? And the JLA is stronger than the Titans, but at the same time, the Titans are not no slouches. They're pretty strong themselves. What wins the day is this ideological battle with Nightwing coming in, telling the JLA that they have no rights here, that the Titans are their own thing, not a part of the Justice League, and they deserve their privacy. Nightwing being Nightwing, everyone's agrees with him because he's the man. And before that, the Titans, the young Titans, do show their mettle to their mentors, showing how much they know each other, know them, know how much force they're gonna put. Robin goes to Batman's like, you can beat me up, but you won't. So I'm gonna fight you. The Starfire Wonder Woman fight is interesting. They're both warrior princesses. And Starfire, she's had a very interesting life being sold into slavery by her family. So she's no slouch to fighting. I think she could take on Wonder Woman. Connor sees he has heat vision, but at the end of the day, the Titans can't beat him. And Supes and Wonder Woman said they might have been wrong. and they didn't think of the children first. They were only thinking of themselves, especially Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, the romance between Connor and Wonder Girl begins here again. The friendship, the best friendship of Connor and Tim starts up again in here, which will only grow throughout the years. And finally, the last issue, which is called Wednesday. I think it's a metaphor for the issue being called Wednesday, because the Titans, the Teen Titans, really want to go visit their friends on the weekend, but it's Wednesday, and it's actually the slowest issue. I think was appropriate because it's Wednesday, and Wednesday is hump day, and you just got to get over this day to Thursday, and Thursday to Friday, and then Friday you get to go visit your friends. All in all, I think this was a pretty great volume. I'm a huge Geoff Johns fan. I love the Justice Society, Green Lantern. His Justice League was a very solid run. His events are probably the best DC has made in a while, especially Infinite Crisis. I just love how he does superheroes. He's writing these themes of these young heroes becoming adults and showing how they need to mature, but at the same time, they have to cherish this time as a young adult, because once they hit adulthood, it's going to be hard, it's going to be tough, and it's not going to be fun anymore. No more kids' games. I think that's important for these heroes to learn. Even though they've been through a lot, they need to know they can have fun right now, have friends right now, because they are the future, allegedly. So I really love that theme that Johns is showing in this book. I also think this is one of the fastest comic volumes I've ever read. Each issue was taking me about 5 to 7 minutes to read. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just stating a fact. And when I say the last issue, Wednesday, took the longest, I believe it was intentional, because it's Wednesday. Like I said earlier, it's supposed to be a drag. It's supposed to prolong to the end, to Friday, to Saturday. Like I said, I love this book. The first issue was pretty amazing. I was enamored by it. This is the second time I've read it. I just really love the characters to the story. I know right now this volume of the book, this whole series of Johns is controversial. You either love it or hate it, but I'm under the camp of loving it right now. I just can't wait to watch this team grow. I can't wait to see it grow. I'm very excited to read this along with Outsiders, because if you don't know, they are sister series. They were made to work together. So I'm going to review 3 more volumes of Geoff Johns' Teen Titans. That's volumes 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to do the Titans Outsiders crossover, Insiders. So look forward to that. So everyone, that's the show. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you like this video, check out my other Outsiders review for more content within this series. Please like this video and comment down below what you think about the Geoff Johns Teen Titans run. Are you a fan of it? Do you not like it? Are you in the middle? Let me know. That being said, I'm Jack Manelli from Manelli Studio Comics signing off, saying see you later.